Hello everyone, I am an aptitude trainer from Department of Career Planning and Development of Chandigarh University. So today we are going to discuss our chapter, that is permutation and combination. So firstly, let us see the topics that we will discuss in today's lecture. So firstly we will discuss the different type of questions. Firstly, the question based on committees based question, where we have to form a committee or a group of persons we have to select from a total number of persons. Then we will see the concept of circular permutation. Thirdly, we will discuss collinear and non-collinear points based questions. Fourthly, we will discuss how to find the number of diagonals of any figure given to us. Then fifth, we will discuss how to form word formation questions, or we can say dictionary based questions. And in the last, we will see to find the sum of all the possible numbers made from the given digits. Okay. So firstly, let us see how to do the questions based on the committees. So in this, the different type of questions are where a different number of persons will be given to us. Let us take an example. If it is given that there are total 7 men and 8 women, there are total 7 men and 8 women, out of which we have to form a committee, or we can say a group of persons in which there should be 2 men and 3 women. Now he is saying there should be 2 men and 3 women. So both of them should be selected simultaneously. So the selection will be, out of 7 men I have to select 2 men. So 7 C 2. Now men and women both are the simultaneous process. So for the women it will be multiply by, out of 8 women I have to select 3 women. So it will be 8C 3. So in this way we will form a committee or a group of persons out of total number of persons. There can be a few conditions on this, like a particular man should be selected, or a particular woman should be selected, or a particular man or a particular woman should not be selected, or they should be selected simultaneously. Okay. So let us see the few questions based on this concept. Question number 1. Question number 1 is saying, in how many ways a committee consisting of 5 men and 6 women can be formed using 8 men and 10 women. So there are total 8 men and 10 women. I have, out of which I have to form a committee having 5 men and 6 women. 5 men and 6 women should be there. So 5 men, so 8C5 multiply by, out of 10 women I have to select 6 women, so it will be 8C6. If we solve this, it will be 8 into 7 into 6 divided by 3 multiplied by 2. We can solve this by using our formula. So next it will be remaining as 10 into 9 into 8 into 7 divided by 4 into 3 into 2. If we cancel these values, it will be cancel out with 6. This is 8 into 7, that is 56, multiply by 10 into 3 into 7. It will be 56 into 21 into 10. You can solve this value easily. If you solve this, the value will comes out to be option C, which is 11,760. This will be our correct answer for this question. Now let us see one more question on the same concept. Second is, from a group of 7 men and 6 women. So there are total 7 men and 6 women. We have to select 5 persons. We have to select 5 persons out of this, and we have to form a committee of 5 persons where at least, now condition is given for the men that there should be at least 3 men are there in a committee. So minimum to minimum 3 men should be there. So there are different cases. There will be 3 cases. Firstly, when there are 3 men and 2 women. Second case will be when there are 4 men and 1 woman. And the third case will be when all the 5 men are selected. As there is no condition on a woman, so we can consider that concept. So out of 7 men, firstly we have to select 3 men. So it will be 7C3 multiplied by 6C2. Then it will be 7C4 multiplied by 6C1. And in the last it will be 7C5. These are the 3 cases, and we have to add all these 3 cases. If you add this, the value will comes out to be option D, that is 756. So there are total 756 possible ways to form a committee of 5 persons in which there are at least 3 men. Okay, so now let us see another concept of circular permutation. Firstly, we have discussed the simple permutation where we arrange the different persons in a row or in a line or anything. Now circular permutation is what? If we have to arrange those men in a circle. If let us suppose I have 7 persons. I have total 7 persons, and I have to arrange these 7 persons in a circle. Now in circle, we don't know which position is first, which one of them is second, and which one of them is third. So simultaneously, so what we will do, we will pick one person out of this and we will fix the position of this one person over here. If I fix that this person is fixed over here, so I will arrange the remaining person with respect to this person only. Now I can see which of one of these is the first position, which of them is the second position. So how will we arrange the remaining persons? So there are total 6 persons remaining, so I will arrange them in a 6 factorial ways. Okay, so in a generalized way, we can say that if I have to arrange n persons, if I have to arrange n persons in a circle, then the total number of ways, will be equals to what? It will be n minus 1 factorial. This will be the important formula in circular permutation, where we will arrange the person in a circle. Now let us see an example based on the same concept. So this is our question. Question is, a round table conference is to be held between the delegates of 15 companies. In how many ways can they be selected if the delegate of 2 MNCs may wish to sit together? So there are delegates from 15 companies. So there are total 15 different persons we can say. Now out of which 2 of them will be sitting together. 2 of them will be sitting together. So the remaining is how much? Remaining there are 13, and we will take a group of those 2 persons. So total we have 14 persons in short which we have to arrange. So we can arrange these 14 persons how many ways? In circular, round table is a circular permutation, so it will be 13 factorial multiply by these two persons will also be arranged, so it will be 2 factorial. So it will be 13 factorial multiply by 2 factorial. This will be our final answer, in which we have to arrange them in a round table conference. Now let us see the another concept. Next we have to see collinear and non-collinear point based questions. In this, collinear points are what? Collinear points are the points which are in same plane. If I take, these are the 4 points. If these 4 points are in the same plane, then those points are called as collinear points. Collinear points, we can say same plane. Points in same plane are collinear points, and non-collinear points. Non-collinear points. Non-collinear points are those points in different plane. The points which are in different plane are called as non-collinear points. Now let us see the question based on this concept. Firstly, question is, there are total 7 non-collinear points and you have to form a triangle that can be drawn by joining these points. So there are total 7 non-collinear points, and we also knew that we can form a triangle. Triangle can be formed by joining 3 points. If I join any 3 points, the triangle can be formed. Not any 3 points, but 3 points in different plane, not in the same plane. Okay, so all the 7 points are non-collinear, so we can directly say the number of triangles will be equals to 7C3, as all the 7 points are non-collinear. So we can directly write it as 7C3. If we solve this, it will be 7 into 6 into 5 divided by 3 into 2. This value will cancel out. It will be 35. So total 35 triangles are possible to form from 7 non-collinear points. Now let us see one more question. Question is, find the number of triangles that can be formed by using 14 points. Now we have 14 points in total, out of which in a plane such that 4 points are collinear. 4 points are collinear. Now we have to consider this collinear case. Now let us see how to solve this. 4 points are collinear and other points are non-collinear. So firstly, we will consider all the 14 points as non-collinear. So in this case, number of triangles, it will be equals to, firstly 14C3. If all the points are non-collinear, then it will be 14C3. But we have to eliminate those cases for those points which are collinear. So there are total 4 points which are collinear, and the number of triangles that can be formed out of those 4 points, it will be 4C3. So answer will be 14C3 minus 4C3. We can solve this value. It will be 14 into 13 multiply by 12 divided by 3 into 2. We can cancel this. It will be 2 minus 4. We can say directly 4. So we can solve this value and we can directly find our answer for the number of triangles that can be formed out of this. Okay. Now let us see the next concept. Next we have where we have to find the number of diagonals, where we have to find the number of diagonals that can be formed, from any figure. Let us start with a simple diagram, that is triangle. Everyone knew that there are total 2 diagonals. We can make no diagonal. 0 diagonal can be made from a triangle. Then we will move to a square or rectangle or any 4-point diagram. So from this we will form 2 diagonals. Everyone knew this. But if there is any higher figure, like we can say octagon, hexagon, decagon, n-gon, any n-gon, so how to find the number of diagonals that can be formed? Diagonal is nothing but that is a simple line that can be made by joining any 2 points, but out of those lines, we have to subtract the lines which are made by joining the sides, out of which we are joining the sides. Let us take an example. If I have taken this hexagon, there are total 6 points. So if I make a line out of these 6 points, so total there are 6C2. Now I have to subtract, minus, always we have to subtract the total number of sides. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. These 6 lines, out of this we have to subtract. Then these are the number of diagonals that are made from hexagon. So we can generalize it for any n-gon diagram, that number of diagonals will be equal to, we can directly find this by formula, that is NC2, find all the lines that can be made by joining the points and subtract the number of sides in that. So this will be our final formula to find the total number of diagonals in any figure given to us. Let us take an example based on the same concept. Now we are given that find the number of diagonals of a decagon. Decagon is what? How many points are there? There are total 10 points. So the number of diagonals will be equals to NC2. So it will be 10C2 minus 10. So if we solve this, it will be 10 into 9 divided by 2 minus 10. It will be 45 minus 10, which is equals to 35. These are the number of diagonals that can be formed in case of decagon. In this way we can find any number of diagonals of any figure. Okay, now let us see the next question. Next question is based on the word formation, or we can say the dictionary based question. The question is, if the letter of the word tough are arranged in a dictionary, what is the rank of the tough? We have to find the rank of the word tough. We can arrange this in alphabetical order also, but firstly we must know what is the rank of individual alphabet in our dictionary. So firstly, according to alphabetical order, the position of T is what? The position of T is 20. Okay, U is 21, G is H is 8, G is 7, and O is 15. Firstly, we will move from left hand side to right hand side. We must move from the left hand side to right hand side, and we will find the lesser positions alphabet to the position of the word. So position, firstly we have to find the alphabet lesser than T. Lesser than T, so it is O, G and H. So there are total 3, and we will write it over here. Then it is O. For O it will be G and H, only 2 are there. For U again 2. For G there is no alphabet which is smaller than G, 2 is right hand side, and again for H it will be 0. Now from right hand side to left, right to left, we will write in factorial. So we will start from 0 factorial, 1 factorial, 2 factorial, 3 factorial and 4 factorial. Now we have to multiply both these values in vertical order. So 0 into 0 factorial will be 0, 0 into 1 factorial again 0, 2 factorial into 2, this is 4, then 3 factorial, that is 6, 6 into 2, that is 12, then 4 factorial is 24, 24 into 3, that is 72, and add all these values. Then we have to add all these values. It will be coming out to be 88. 88 is what? 88. Total 88 number of combinations are there before the word that is formed is tough. So the rank of the tough will be 88 plus 1. We always have to add 1 to it to find the rank of the given word. So the rank will be 89. So this will be our final answer, that is 89. Okay. In this way we will solve the word formation question. Now let us see one more question based on the same concept, where the letter of the word given to us is Suriti. The word given to us is Suriti, and we have to find the rank of Suriti in dictionary. Now there are 2 alphabets which are repeating. Only I is repeating, 2 times is coming. So firstly again we will do the same concept. Firstly we will find the position of these alphabets. So the position of S is 19, position of U is 21, position of R is 18, then 9, 20 and 9. Okay. Now again move from left to right and find the number of alphabets lesser than the position of S. So the alphabets having lesser position than S is 18, that is R, then I, then again I. So there are total 3, but I is repeating 2 times, so divide the repetition. As we will do in permutation case, divide this by 2 factorial. Now again for U there are R, 9, 20 and 9. So 4 divided by 2 factorial. For 18 it will be 2 divided by 2 factorial. For I, we have to write this divided by 2 factorial till the last one will, till this first alphabet of the repetition will come. So here I, no one is lesser than I, so 0 divided by 2 factorial. We have to write 2 factorial on the first one of the repetition. So for now we will not write, it will be 1, and for I it will be 0. Now again from right to left, write 0 factorial, 1 factorial, 2 factorial, 3 factorial, 4 factorial, and here it will be 5 factorial. Now multiply this, it will be 0 plus it will be 1 plus again it will be 0 plus 2 factorial divide 2 divided by 2 factorial, it will be 1. So 3 factorial will be 6 plus 4 factorial divided by 2. 4 divided by 2 factorial, it will be 2. 2 into 4 factorial, that is 24. So 2 into 24, that is 48, and plus 5 factorial is 120. Multiply this by 3 divided by 2. If we cancel this out, it will be 60. So it will be 180. Add all these values, it will be 6 plus 8, that is 14, plus 1, 15. So 5, 1 will carry. 4 plus 8, that is 12. 3, 1 will carry. 235. So there are 235 alphabet words to the left of Suriti. So the position of Suriti will be 235 plus 1. So it will be 236. So the rank of Suriti is 236. Now let us see our last concept, where we have to find the sum of all the rearrangements of a 4-digit number, that is 3214. So the digits given to us is 3, 2, 1 and 4, and we have to find the sum of all the possible rearrangements of these numbers. So we have 1, 2, 3 and 4. Firstly, let us find how many total arrangements will be formed. So total there are 4 alphabets, 4 numbers, so we can say 4 factorial, which is 24. Now we are only forming 4-digit number. We are only forming 4-digit number as given to us. Now let us see from the unit place digit. So if 1 is coming on a unit place, then there are total how many arrangements? Total there are 3 factorial, that is 6 arrangements. If 2 is coming on the unit place, again 6. If 3 is coming, then again it will be 6. If 4 is coming, then again it will be 6. So 1 will be added 6 times, 2 will be added 6 times, 3 will be added 6 times, and 4 will be added 6 times. So all of them will be added 6 times. So I will multiply 6 to 1 plus 2 plus 3 and plus 4. This will be sum of the digits on the unit place only. Keep in mind, only the unit place digit sum will come out of this. So it will be how much? 4 plus 3, that is 7. It is total 60. So 60 is the sum of the unit place digits. Again, same will be applied for the tens place digit. Sum will comes out to be 60. For 100 place also it will be 60, and for the thousands place also it will be 60. Now we will apply, if the digit is coming at, I am writing over here, if the digit is coming at thousands place, so I will use 60, that is the total sum at the thousands place. I will multiply it by 1000 as it is coming at thousands place, and plus 60 multiply by 100 for the digits coming at the unit hundreds place. Sum of the digits at the hundreds place, it will be 60 into 100, and for the tens place it will be 60 into 10, and for the unit place it will be 60. If we find the total sum of this will comes out to be 66660. This will be our final answer. Keep in mind, if the 4 digit are given, we are forming the 4-digit number only, and we are finding the sum of all the possible rearrangements numbers. Okay, so this is our last question based on permutation and combination. So this is the complete topic, permutation and combination. So thank you very much. Thank you for joining to all.